Hello, sexy souls. Welcome. This is Water Woman Sacred Hado. In the spirit and energy of the new moon, we will be seeking your next move, information on your next move. I do utilize tarot as a tool to assist in exploring the energies. However, much of what comes through is channeled from spirit. So please be mindful that due to the general nature of this reading, messages may or may not resonate. Please, 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 please do not Cinderella this shit and try to make it fit. If this message is not for you, feel free to check out some of the other readings that I've provided on this channel. Now, just to kind of explain what I'm doing, because it's a little bit different. I don't do zodiac signs, and I've been doing the elements because I believe that we operate primarily out of an element, depending on our charts in Vedic sidereal and tropic, the lessons we chose to learn and things that we are fighting against learning, and all the, the path and choices. There's so much that impacts how we operate. And I messed up I'm sorry. I'm noticing I switched myself. Anyways, so I don't really do the zodiacs, and I was doing the elements, and it still felt like it was being pigeonholed in like I had to stay within, the message had to stay within, and I'm just going to start reading the way that I read. And so I'm going to leave up the old element readings, but the way that I'm going to start doing this, I highly align with the moon cycles. And I have a very close personal relationship with Luna herself. So I'm going to use those. Not that, let me be very clear. With these types of messages, it's not about you can only listen to this when it's the new moon, or if it's, the first 2 weeks after the new moon. And no. I'm utilizing the energies of the moon to help me channel the messages to you. So at any point you come across one of these videos, if it resonates and there's something in the title and it just feels right at that moment, it's probably your message at that moment. So go for it, right? I'm not saying don't listen to it. What I want you to understand is I'm doing the readings at the new moon and at the full moon so that I can pull from the energies to help bring you a message, okay? And traditionally, new moons are all about setting intentions. And the reason why that is because that's really the time frame when energy begins to increase, momentum increases, and creation begins. So things begin to build and swell within us, right? The full moon energy is when momentum begins to wane. It's where you tie up loose ends and you kind of like do some retrospect and take stock of where you're at, and self-evaluation and that kind of stuff. So it's that, okay, how do I make moves now? And then anyways, so I'm kind of aligning when I do the readings to really pull on those types of energies. Again, whenever you fucking come across it, that's perfectly fine. Just so that you know, though, the way that this is going to go from here on out, the messages that I'm going to do, or that I'm going to pull from on the new moon, will encompass what your next move is, which is what this video is all about. It's really about the taking of the action and deciding on a path, and the how of it when you're in that type of energy, okay? When that momentum's building, what's the better way of going about something, Okay, now what, so to speak, right? Then we're going to talk about manifestations. I'm going to do a reading for those on the new moon, just to kind of tap into, okay, so this is what you've been working on. And it could be something you've been trying to manifest for years or for months or whatever it is. But this is the time to really go, okay, let's take stock of your manifestations and what does Spirit have to add to, so that you can bring in what it is that you want, right? And then we're also going to do what's the momentum and drive behind you at this time. Since that is the energy of the new moon, it's a great time for us to tap in and say, okay, what's really driving you right now? That's positive or negative, it doesn't matter. Spirit's going to have a conversation with you about that. Now, for both the new moon and the full moon, I'm going to do general guidance, because we all get to that point where we're like, okay, now it's no longer just what is my next move. It's like, I'm not necessarily seeing this correctly or clearly, or, could you give me a little bit of guidance? Like, am I seeing this wrong? What's up? So it's the guidance in the sense of, can you help me maneuver through this cloudiness or give me a little bit of clarity, things like that. Then that's going to be for both new moon and full moon. I'm also going to start doing readings. It's just messages from spirit, like just general one-off type of whatever. Whatever wants to come through is going to come through. So there might be things in regards to love, career. It may not be that you're needing guidance. It may be they're wanting to give you a heads up about something. Maybe it's not necessarily about a next move. Maybe it's just really wanting to call you out on some shit. It literally gives spirit free reign. So the, kind of like the general, can you give me a little bit of clarity and message? Did you message? Shit, I say message. Spirit, did you have anything you wanted to say to me? Because when I do live readings, a lot of times people just want to know, what do you want to tell me, Spirit? You know what I'm saying? And it may not have a lot to do that would fit under any of the other categories. So I want to give that free reign. Okay. Now for full moons, we're going to be doing, again, that guidance and clarity piece, the messages from spirit, whatever the hell they want to say. And then we're going to be looking at, what am I not seeing? And that is going to be a little bit different. You see, the energy of getting guidance and clarity, it's like, okay, that can be such a very broad, like guidance can be any one of these different things, right? And so, and getting clarity can be any one of the things that I've actually mentioned. What am I not seeing gets really more specific. Like when we are getting pigeonholed in how we are viewing something. And that's really what's creating the stagnation. And I might want to do that. I just had an idea while recording. Look at y'all. Well, this shit just might change, because I kind of feel like we want to do that. Like, the energy of what am I not seeing? I really want to keep that. But I also wonder, all right, well, you're on for a fucking ride with me. So here we go. Anyways, let's just do this. All right. So this one's going to be about, what's your next move? Period, point blank. Okay. What is your next move? Like, what is it? What needs to be the next step? What guidance is there in regards to the next step? Yeah, what's the next move? We're going to do Golden Universal. Going to clarify this. And just for anybody who is new, I don't really do particular spreads. Okay, good. These flipped out where they were reverse. And so I'm going to bring a bit of that energy. And I don't really read reversals, but I'm going to bring a bit of that energy in with this, okay? I can already tell there's something that you have been pondering, thinking over, and kind of like imagining in a manifestation, but you have yet to really take action on it because, one, that would require bringing other energies, and you're a little bit, it feels like, stuck in very hermity type of mode. And that energy is so prevalent with you right now that you're finding it difficult to kind of involve others, which can be beneficial. Are we keeping this? Okay, yeah. Okay, got this, guys. Alrighty, let's get into this bad boy. Okay. There's nothing wrong with wanting to move in silence, right? Wanting to take action, really allowing something to ruminate and not sharing too much of what it is that you have planned. Because God knows when you start doing good shit, there are people out there that just can't stand it. And people may want to put in their 2 cents and dissuade you and just involve their energy when it's not necessary and it's not welcomed and it's not even asked for, right? And so for me, the way that this is feeling is you've been in a hermit mode, which was necessary up to this point. Now this is requiring you to step out, okay? So this is going to require not just interaction. I feel like this is multi-leveled. Like whatever this is that you have been, I keep wanting to say ruminating on. Like you're meant to do, not meant to do something. Like you can kind of see something that's going to unfold for you. But as with any type of manifestation, we are part of the co-creation. It's not enough to sit our asses on the couch, right, and just wish it into existence like it's just going to walk through our front door. Like there are things that we need to, you know what I mean? And it's almost like what feels so beautiful to you right now in the field of possibilities, you're not really wanting to open that up to scrutiny, energetic influences, scrutiny or energetic influences, in all honesty. And being in hermit mode, I think that this has kind of permeated a lot of facets of your life. So it's not just like, oh, I have an idea and I'm keeping it to myself. No, I kind of feel like you've been in hermit mode, like for real hermit mode, where you like really, if people are asking you to go out, you don't really. When people are wondering, how are you doing? You don't really share. Like there's nothing, like you were in such a little bubble, but it's been what has protected this. Even Spirit is saying that, and now that it's time to actually take action, there's this sense, a little bit of fear. Like it could be like, I really don't want to talk to people. I don't want to go out anymore. I've kind of enjoyed, you could be that introvert where you're like, shit, I got to people again. Or it could be, I know as soon as I start making moves on this, peeps are going to have something to say. And maybe there are people in your life that you're not fully away from or haven't completely fallen away, and so you just don't want to listen to bullshit, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to deal with the crap, you know what I mean? But the other side of that coin is knowing that there are energies that are meant to help you and that you're meant to come in contact with and help. I feel like that's like whatever it is that you have perceived and created in your imaginary realm, the only way to actually make it a reality in your physical world is to include other energies. People are going to have to become aware of what it is that you're doing. And I got to be honest with you, you don't give 2 shits really so much about strangers. It feels like more like people who have access to you that might still do this. And sometimes people will have access to you, or they will make a way to have access to you, irregardless of whether or not you really interact with them a lot, even if you've established boundaries and you're just like, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. And on top of that, it's like you've gotten very comfortable in this protective bubble. It's felt really good to not have to deal with the bullshit. And you're just like, am I really ready? Am I really ready to deal with whatever could come my way by having two people again? But in that, it's going to cause you to miss out on an opportunity that you know is meant for you. Okay, we've got the Four of Cups, proverbial cup coming out of the sky, because Spirit's like, this is really what you're supposed to do. They have literally, what they're telling me is created an environment or a situation where now's the time. And I know it feels weird because probably for the last however long, you're like, is it now? Is it now? Is it now? Can I now? Should I now? Should I what? You know what I mean? Like you played with and built it up, and you've probably overanalyzed it and created like a how-to, how you're going to execute it and everything else like that. And now comes the time and it's like, damn, I just don't want anybody to tarnish this. You know, like what if I make a wrong, you could even be judging yourself. It's like, it seems so easy right now, but other energies can muddle it up. Because here's the deal. When you start to execute whatever it is you're supposed to do, whether we like it or not, other people can fuck shit up, right? Like if I am supposed to have somebody print my tarot cards and then, they're in a different country or they're on the other side of this country or whatever it is, and then a lockdown happened. It's like there's so many things. Like the idea that this beautiful path you're supposed to take can be dependent and influenced by other people, irregardless, no matter what, really scares you. Because if you were to handle everything, it would be done beautifully, bitch, done fantastically. But you realize you have to put your faith and trust in others. Okay, now these cards in describing this kind of came out and they were like this. And I was like, I don't really do reversals, but they kind of really want me to read it with that energy. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. So when you're missing out on this opportunity, you're actually not. It's almost a lack of faith in yourself. Again, I'm going to reiterate that because the Queen of Pentacles is the baddest bitch, can do it all, right? She's the proverbial she's the work. I have family obligations. I have these obligations. I do it all. My hands are in many different pots and I know how to balance those energies and things like that. And there's like a little bit of a lack of faith, but then there's also this where what is it you desire doesn't come to fruition within your world. She produces great works. The Queen of Pentacles does. And then we have the Eight of Cups because you're going to have to walk away from some scenarios and situations. This is requiring you to walk away from how things have been going. You're hermit mode. And you're like, but it's comfortable. And it's just, and I don't want to deal with people again. And so the opposite of the Nine of Wands is really about standing in your power, knowing what you're capable of, and standing strong in that sovereign energy, like just having faith in the self. And again, it's almost a little bit like, regardless of what other people's energies bring to this scenario or circumstance or desire or manifestation, if you got you, then everything's good. It's going to work out. You don't have to worry about that, right? When you are completely balanced within and willing to take on the challenge, right? Knowing that you can do it all, irregardless of whatever anybody brings to this. If there are hiccups, you got this shit. You're fine. You're okay. Nobody can derail you. Only you can derail you. Okay? So you're going to have to walk away from it. It was beautiful. It was beneficial at the time, but it's no longer beneficial. Okay? Hermit mode, no longer beneficial. It is time to take action. All right? Know that you've got this. Know you're powerful enough. Have confidence. I want to say this is confidence. Have confidence in yourself that you can navigate this. And so we have okay. So I know when we did the live readings, it gets really animated and shit like that. But this is very straightforward, kind of like energy. So I'm just going to go through it because this is very on point. I'll just say that. They're not mincing words, okay? Six of Swords, you're going from that mental chaos, okay? This is going to be a bit difficult because you're so concerned and worried. You're like, shit, you know what I mean? I have to involve other energies, and I've actually got to step out there, and people can scrutinize, and people can fuck shit up. They can't really fuck it up, but they can create hiccups, right? And it's just really, it's been easier to just deal with yourself on your own, but it's not going to go where it needs to go, where you're at. So you're going to have to, you know what I mean? And it's going to take a little bit for you to get from that mentality, because we're talking about mentality here with the swords, right? The Five of Swords is that conflicting internal mental dialogue and beliefs and, truths, right? That you're kind of like, well, this is true, but so is this, and I'm like, fuck, you know what I'm saying? And it's really going to keep you, the reason why it's a transition is because it's about deciding to go from the lack mentality, like how, I don't know how, like the lack mentality is really buying in to the notion that something external to you has more power and influence over a circumstance or situation than you have, right? And so therefore you feel imprisoned. You feel like you're lacking the power, the ability, the capabilities to do something within your material world, right? Pentacles. So it's literally about choosing, right? Deciding that you are not limited by these circumstances, for one. The Two of Pentacles is all about making that decision to make something happen within your life, within the material world, right? It's choosing to go from this lack mentality to understanding that you don't have to bear the burden alone. Like it's not all on you, which can be the Five of Pentacles. Don't we tend to get into that lack mentality when we feel like it's all on us? I mean, we might be telling ourselves the stories of, but at least it won't get messed up. But who fucking says? Who says you ain't gonna mess it up? Who says by not having, like, who says, like, that's a story you're telling yourself, right? Like, well, if it's just me and if I stay like this, shit will get stagnant. Shit will get stagnant, and then it will mess up. You will not get what it is. It will not come to fruition the way that you want it to, because it will get stagnant. So quit telling yourself stories, okay? Pull yourself from this lack mentality, okay? And I know it's going to be a little bit difficult, but you need to calm all of those fears down within your mental realm and choose to get to a space where you realize one, it's okay to not do it all on your own, but two, that this is the time and phase where you're supposed to not do it all on your own. Okay? Tens are all about the end of a cycle, right? So up to this point, and you're almost there, but there's no sense anymore. If this came out with, you're going from this, right? You're missing opportunity because you're feeling like it should completely all be you. And they're saying you're not choosing to not leave this, you know what I'm saying? You're not believing in yourself that you can handle it regardless of what other energies come into play once you do step out. You need to choose, go from the 9 to the 10. It's time to no longer be in this energy. See what I'm saying? It's time to allow others to come in and help bear the burden. This is how this is going to grow. They're asking you with the Two of Wands to choose the path that actually will allow the world to open up to you. Currently, you're not. You're hesitating. And if you hesitate, you're going to miss this opportunity. Okay? So your next move is making the choice and the action where you bring other energies in, where you literally step out to be seen. And sometimes that's it. Stepping out to be seen with whatever this is. If you're talking about love, you're going to have to fucking put yourself out there. If you're talking about a career move, you're going to have to be willing to take that risk, that leap of faith where people have the ability and the opportunity to scrutinize you. I mean, let's just be real. People have the ability and opportunity to do that irregardless. But there's something about really being seen with the Three of Cups, because that's like your social network and just networking and socializing and being out and about and being included with other energies, not a solitary energy, right? And it's more than just one energy. This isn't a partnership. This isn't just about bringing one other energy into your realm and having a partnership. This is about engaging with the populace, it feels like a lot of energies. It's really going to, in multiple or multifaceted ways. So as much as you think and would like, you know what I mean? Because I kind of feel like it almost should be more like this, in all honesty, right? Nine of Wands, I can do this all on my own. I got this shit. Nobody can take me out of this, because Nine of Wands is really tipping into almost too independent, right? I can turn into a negative energy. It was reversed, right? And it's like, come on, please walk away. Don't stay stuck in this. Walk away. You've got this shit. Bring this stuff into manifestation, okay? You've got this. Your next move is to stepping out, being seen, and knowing that you can handle whatever fucking comes your way, and to be welcoming of the other energies that, while maybe not all energies are positive, you've got this. You don't have to worry about it. No more hermit mode. No more hermit mode. All right. Hope this helped. Have a beautiful day.